really think that the new GRP X-Tech line of 8-scale tyres are smashing it out of the park. Hi guys, Brett here from Hearns Hobbies, and today I'd like to talk to you about GRP's new range of 8-scale GT tyres, and that's called the X-Tech line of tyres. Now I've got some bolted up here to a car. You can see our Hot Bodies Racing RGT E8. And yeah, so this is going to hit the track. Obviously for display purposes, I've just got one treaded tyre. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. And we've got one slick tyre here. So the new range, and these are both in the 20 spoke new designed wheel. All new product from GRP. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about it, because it can be quite confusing. Tyre selection, so on and so forth. So GRP have gone ahead and done a whole new range of products to us, which is really good worldwide. So they've really stepped up the games in GT tyres, and there's 8 new compounds across the range. There's XB 1, 2 and 3, and that is for really low temperature and low grip applications. Super sticky and soft, even to the touch. These tyres are so soft that they even stick to glass panes, glass windows. Yeah, the XB 1, 2 and 3, relatively from softest to hardest in the XB range. Then you jump into the XM range, and that goes from XM2 to XM7. So they've got, again, from low temperature, a track temperature of 15 degrees, all the way up to 60. So they have different operating windows and how they warm up, how long they last, the duration of the race, the coarseness of the asphalt, in fact, that you're racing on, or the concrete, and yeah, the handling characteristics that you're looking for in your tyre. The next curve, or the next option, I suppose, that GRP are offered, apart from the 8 different compounds, is they've got 2 types of wheels. Now they all look very similar in the new 20 spoke, super cool looking design, but they have 2 flex options. So one of them is the rigid wheel, which only comes in white, and that is a more rigid construction. So it's got a new blend of nylon, elastomer and plastic products, fiber reinforced products, fiberglass if you will, and that goes into making the stiff wheel even stiffer, and that's to give a more precise feel and ultimately faster lap times. Then we've got over here, we've got the black wheel, which they've actually offered in 4 colors, but we're only doing the black here in Australia as we speak. And this is the flex wheel. So if I go ahead here and get these 2, so the white one is the rigid, the black one is the flex, and you can see here just how much one deforms compared to the other with a similar amount of pressure. And you can imagine that on the car, when the car's pushing down, how that in fact is going to feel. So that is really cool option. So some cars with really stiff chassis, they might prefer a wheel with greater amounts of flex, whereas a car that's got more chassis flex tuned into it and the track's more grippy, you might find that the rigid wheel's the way to go. So different cars will prefer different wheels, and different drivers will prefer those tuning options. So they're really cool things. So we've got 8 compounds across the range. We've got 2 types of wheel. We've got the rigid and the flex. Now the next biggest difference between the tyres is grooved or treaded and slick. So they're commonly referred to this as the T03 REVO is the new, and it's an all new mold and design in the groove pattern, the tread pattern. And then we've got the T04, which is the slick. And again, that's an all new carcass, an all new mold, and that's ultimately going to give you the best grip. So the slick tyres will probably last a little bit longer and offer you the most grip in a certain circumstance. But if you're running on a dirtier track, or the tyres may be slightly too soft for the track that you've chosen, the REVO will in fact heat up more, will sort of clean the surface of the tyre, and thus giving you more grip. So they'll both work in different applications. So there's lots and lots of options. So if we have a look back over, so we've got 2 tread designs over 8 compounds, so that's 16 combinations. 16 combinations over 2 wheels, the rigid and the flex. That's 32 different combinations and tuning things, tuning options that you can set up your race car. So these new line of X-Tech tyres from GRP are sure to be fast. So with 32 different combinations, it's almost an infinite amount of tuning options and possibilities to get you going as fast as possible. Now the next thing that I'd like to talk to you about this new GRP line of X-Tech tyres for the 1/8 are, in fact, it's a new production technique. So everything from the way that the wheel is constructed to the way that it's diamond finished on the contact surface to allow maximum adhesion for the super glue so they won't come unglued. And the other thing that they've done, they've refined their construction process, albeit the gluing together, to ensure that the tyres are truer and more balanced than ever. So you shouldn't have to rebalance these tyres on a balancing jig, and they should go on, bolt up and be straight with little to vibration as possible. And that of course is going to improve the feel of the car in general and make the car faster, make the tyres last longer and won't rattle your wheel bearings apart. So that is a really cool feature that they've put into these, the construction of the tyre. Now I'll talk to you a little bit about the temperatures. So these can go, the XB1 for example is their softest tyre with the softest tyre and in a treaded. So that for example could be used like in the rain or on a wet surface where the track temperature is as low as 0 to 20 degrees. The XB1, 2 and 3. So we've got that covered as a rain or wet tyre as well, damp tyre, which is really cool. Then we've got the 15 to 40 degree range. Now that's where you're going to find your XM3, your XM4 and your XM5 really in that window of operation. So when you've got a track temperature of 15 to 40 degrees, you want to have one of those 3 tyres on. Then when you're over sort of 30, in the window of 35 to 60 degree track temperature for the day, that's when you really want to have on your XM5 and your XM7 are really going to be in the best operating window there. So there's a small guide. There's plenty of information available, plenty of options, and yeah, I really think that the new GRP X-Tech line of 8-scale tyres are smashing it out of the park. I can't wait to get this to the track and try for myself. I'm Brett, and thanks for watching.